Yeah, g'day folks. I just thought I'd finish off summer with a long tour today. So the garden's now about 20 months old, and yeah, there's a big change into what it was before I started the edible garden. So I'll just run around a few of the trees, or most of the trees, and be a bit of a long video this one, and yeah, just to see how everything's progressed. Alright, in a very tight space there we've got a little curry leaf tree. It was the only spot I had left for him, so but he seems pretty happy in there. And that's a very narrow space between the shed and the fence. A few garden beds in there. So come here, we've got a choco vine climbing up a trellis there. A large leaf Avocado. I really upped the watering on these this year, and it's come back good. I put a bit of shade over it, protect from the afternoon sun. Another melon here climbing up. This trellis will be a kiwi berry trellis next year. I've got an Isai self-pollinating kiwi berry, which will go there. We've got other spots for the melons now. So in here we've got a dwarf Cara orange, a more tropical pink or red flesh orange. It's just settling in, it's a bit small at the moment. So we've got loads of capsicums in the front of this bed. Quite prolific in there. And then at the back of the bed we've got this is the Yimpe Wampy, struggling a bit in summer, but it'll be alright. And over here we've got the Nam Roy Pomelo. It's got about 4 big fruit on it, and I can't wait to try that. It's going to be a nice tree. It loves that spot. And then using our squeezing method, we've got as many eggplants, different varieties as you can have, and yeah, we just squeeze things in where we can. We've got no other choice. It's only a small property. So here's my longan tree, and as you can see, it's got a heap of fruit on it. We'll see how it goes, but I'm more impressed with the new growth this year. The new growth is fantastic. Here's the seedling Wampy. It didn't put out any flowers this year, it only put out new growth, but it's a nice looking tree. And the asparagus is just growing out. We'll let that grow until just before winter. So here's the long melon trellis. And, it's been a really good provider. These two plants. There's two plants planted in that little bed there, and more of these melons than we can actually eat. We're giving some away, and great little shady spot under there now. Protect the fish pond in here. And the Sabara Cara. Again, I watered these every day this summer, and it paid off. They're all getting bark peeling, which means the trunk's getting bigger. So I'll do that every season, that same watering regime. Come around here to the red Beetroot, and probably I'm hoping to get some fruit to hang on next year. I hope it gets enough sun. It's sort of a bit close to the woodshed there. Here's the bacon avocado. It's really thriving now. All I do is mulch. There's about probably almost 8 inches of mulch under that tree, just all the scraps from the garden, clippings, and that tree's really taking off this year. Just got some various plants underneath, Chilean guava, a miniature peach. Look at this little dwarf fig. Have a look how many fig are on that. I already picked a couple, and they get ripe not all at the same time, so it's good. I just pick them off as they get ripe. But here's a surprise packet of the season. Is this Lee jujube. It was a tiny little twig when I brought it, and have a look at it now. That's about 9 months growth, and it's got fruit forming. So it's probably the fastest return of any tree that I've ever planted in this garden. So got some beetroot squeezed in along here, which is growing massive. And there's the avocado, and the fruit this year is a bit less but bigger. So it's focused on growth this year. It's probably about 3.5 meters tall now, tallest point. So I think that's established now. I don't even cover it or protect it from the hot sun anymore. It seems to look after itself. It's great when it gets to that stage, the brown trunk, because you don't have to worry about putting shade cloth over it when it's hot. So it's worth the effort of nursing it through the early stages, because once it gets big like this, you don't have to do anything. Just water it. So I've just ordered a macadamia tree called Lots of Nuts, and it grows about 4 meters tall, and that's what will be going in that bed there, because it's evergreen, and we sit out here quite a bit. So yeah, I'll save that bed. That should arrive next week. Another little strawberry patch here. This is an Amman Guava. We didn't get any fruit off it this year. I noticed the soil is always wet, so I don't think they're thirsty trees. Well, this one isn't. So I've cut right back on the water on that one. And underneath the Lee jujube, we've got these little Alpine Strawberries. And they're awesome actually. They're always got fruit on them. The kids can come out and pick them whenever they like. Nice little low height there, and they're really sweet. So just squeeze them in there. Here's a dwarf section. We've got miniature peach, little dwarf Valencia I think it is, and 2 mandarins, which are Imperial and Emperor dwarf, and they're finally starting to get a good shape. They're about 3 years old, and they struggled for a long time, but now they're finally starting to get a mature shape about them. And we've just got eggplants in front of them, all the different varieties. I think they've all been picked. And got some white ones here. And just, you probably noticed, we just squeezed corn everywhere we could this year. Also provides a bit of a shelter for new trees like this young persimmon behind here. You can get a bit of dappled light through the corn just till it's established. So like an edible type screen. So we come through here. Persimmon, absolutely loaded. It dropped a lot of fruit, but that just becomes mulch underneath the tree. But it's still hung on to, yeah, a very good crop. Pepino, going great. We probably harvested about 30. There's probably about 30 still on there. Grew a bit taller than I thought it was going to, but obviously likes the spot. Just a big green bush. Yeah, we squeeze tomatoes in wherever we can, and these are just the cherry tomatoes because pests don't seem to touch them. And as you can see, just in any little gap we just put a cherry tomato, and we probably won't even put as many next year because there was more than enough. We had too many this year. So the plums almost completely harvested. I'm amazed at how long they stayed on the tree, those ones. That's the Mariposa. This is cucumber trellis, but this is the last year we're going to do cucumber here. Next year this will be a dragon fruit spot for 3 varieties that I haven't got yet. So here we have corn protecting the new Kampong white sapote, which has taken off fantastically now. It's growing great. It hung on to one fruit because it was establishing itself, but I think next season we'll get tons of fruit on this. It's just putting out its root system now. And got some more corn here next to this feijoa, and very happy with this this feijoa. It only had 2 ripe fruit last year, and this year we've got about 60 little forms. So I reckon next year it'll be a bumper crop. I had to add this cane wall here because sugarcane was getting a bit out of hand, and the sharp leaves were blocking the walkway. So now I've just put it behind this nice screen there. It also encourages it to grow straight, so that fixed that problem. Alright, so this is the tropical area, little jungle I built from just grass about 6 months ago, and it's really taken off. It's protected from the wind, gets all day summer sun, and we've just squeezed heaps of things in. Little spring onion area. Here's a little orange gummicharma. We've got lemongrass galore, little peony rose there, and even got a couple of pineapples squeezed in. Seem to have taken. A little dwarf persimmon various bananas that are really thriving there. So this mango came back after a rough transplant, and yeah, I reckon he'll do alright there permanently. So we come around here to a colossal black sapote. Got plenty of flowers forming on it, but it's just a young tree. Nothing much will happen with that. It's just shows that the tree's happy though. And the zucchinis are starting to die off. The Barco's put out its new fruitlets, and if you get inside here, you can see all the pups coming up under the bananas. And if you go into the centre of it, it's almost jungle-like. Beautiful to look out on over the deck. Right, so here's a bit of a nursery for now. This will be the final garden bed I do later this year. So we've just got, excuse the mess, we've just got plants here that are awaiting final home. Got a chocolate variety black sapote there. We've got various coffee plants, various papayas, and here's the kiwi berries that I mentioned before. Brought two by mistake, so I'll just keep one of them and give one away. Now we've got a little ricotta chili, which is like a perennial chili, and here we have a costada Guava, 2 years old, and that might be the first one to fruit. They say that one fruits early. So I'll just show you some other Guavas that I've got now. So here's the yellow Guava, thriving. Here's the giant Guava, and this is a red hybrid. This is a Oriana cross Patantra. That's the one that's doing the best. This is a black velvet that I thought was dead, but it's come back. And here's a scarlet. And then I've got a black Guimicharma and another orange Guimicharma there. And this is a Glen Mango that I just picked up. So here's a little Asian mint section. And lettuces, ginger, galangal, kale, another melon, and kangkong, and some rice paddy herb, ma'om. So getting back to the squeeze in method, as you can see, we keep all our Thai basil along the front fence facing the street, which is a bit ornamental and gives us more than we need in Thai basil. And we put strawberries in wherever we can, always comes in handy. And even squeezed in some amaranth in that tiny little gap there. Alright, so I'll just take a little walk down the side of the house. I got some beans and some melons growing on trellises there. Got some containers. Here's some pine berries, some choc mint, more pine berries, some more melons. We've got some Asian herbs and kangkong there. Got some more garden beds here, and another melon. Just going right there. Got peppermint and spearmint. Some pumpkin. Here we got some cucumbers. More corn. Get out into the sun now. We've got blueberries. Here's a wonderful pomegranate, 2-year-old, in a raised bed, and I give it very little water, and the fruit on it looks sensational. It's almost getting to supermarket size on a 2-year-old tree. So we harvested about 8 large pumpkins, and this butternut pumpkin was growing underneath and it was stagnated, wasn't getting any sun. Then after we harvested the large pumpkin, the butternut's taken off now, so that's just an accidental trick we learnt there. So now we'll grow 3 types of pumpkin in succession, and there's another one here that I don't know the name of, but it's just a very small pumpkin, and we'll do that every year now. We'll just grow the large one first, then the butternut, and the small one. So the gyro dwarf, it hung on to 2 fruit, and they look like they're going to be a lot bigger than the fuyu. And the tree just squeezes in nicely there. The strawberry guava, you couldn't pack any more fruit on here if you tried. Just waiting for that to get ripe. Nice evergreen tree. The apricot that used to live in between the persimmon and the plum is allowed to spread out now in full sun. So next season we should get a good crop on that. I think this is the Elsh pomegranate, and I'm doing minimal work on these. I just a little bit of water every now and again, and it seems to help with the fruit set. So we come across here to the, I think this is a seedling, and that's loaded in fruit, just a little bit smaller fruit. The almond in the corner there, dwarf almond, it's doing great. Ben Hur pomegranate. Here's a blood orange. It's growing into a funny sort of a shape, but I'll prune it up once it does what it wants to do. We go across the wall here, and we've got some lemon guavas, and it looks like it's going to get a second crop set, and the second one looks like it's going to be bigger than the first. Still got some fruit hanging on from the first. We've got some pine berries, the strawberry pollinator in the middle there, And here's 4 different varieties of dragon fruit under the eaves, and they shot up like a rocket because of the warmth there. Have a look at this one. I found when you put them behind the shade cloth, they just grow one strong leader instead of little segments. So here's the lemonade one that's come out along the back there. Should get fruit on them next year or the year after. Here's the strawberries with a strawberry pollinator in the middle again. We've got the 2 finger limes starting to put on a bit of size, and the centre garden with the bell peppers. What are they? Bishop's hat, I think they're called. Tastes sort of similar to a capsicum. And here's the pride and joy, the big multi-variety dragon fruit. We've got a Vietnamese white flower bud there, and big Colombian red branch taking off up there. Got a nicest gold section in this corner, and that's the corn. The flower from the other night, hopefully it pollinated, and another one coming up here. So I think that structure's strong enough to handle it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.